Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Raven's Haven's SCP reaction videos. Now, today I'm not feeling so well, so if the level of enthusiasm isn't up to par, that's on me. Sorry about that. But today, I'm going to be reacting to, what is this? Void Detective Backroom Rattlers. So, I'm going to check that out and see how it, see what's going on with that. Void Detective usually does a lot of good SCP videos, and I really enjoy watching his content. So with that said, let's get on with the video, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and comment down below if you have any videos that you may want me to do a reaction to, whether it's SCP or other supernatural stuff like that, you know. Alright, let's get on with the video.
It's been a tough day. The yellow light of fluorescent lamps had the eyes dazed already, so the three wanderers decided to pause in the darkest spot possible. There aren't many places like this in the Backrooms. The wanderers, accustomed to the constant smell of damp carpet, set up camp to rest a bit. Life in the Backrooms is hard and full of dangers, but this did not stop the wanderers from having fun in the evenings and telling jokes to each other. As one of the friends told another joke, some kind of rattling was heard nearby. All three tensed up. The youngest of the wanderers was especially frightened. He asked his companions to go and find out where the sound was coming from.
First off, these guys, it sounds like they're able to go back and forth. They're over there. We're used to being here in the back rooms. What the fuck?
The guys didn't react immediately. They continued to have their laid-back conversation. But noticing the growing anxiety on the face of their younger friend, they nevertheless decided to fulfill his request. As soon as the wanderers moved a few steps away from the camp, one of them was abruptly snatched up by something and dragged into the darkness. The victim screamed out in pain and fear, and the two remaining wanderers instantly rushed in the opposite direction.
Yeah, it's all fun and games until somebody gets dragged away into the shadows by a shadow creature. Yeah.
Ignoring the calls of their friend, the guys desperately ran away, but the rattling sound did not subside even one bit. It didn't get any louder either, though. There was the impression that the pursuer was just barely behind the runaways. The older guy, named Benny, suddenly stumbled and fell to the floor. He asked the younger one for help. Darkness slowly descended on Benny, as did doubts on the younger. His eyes flickered from Benny to the darkness and back again. The younger one decided not to risk it. He apologized to Benny and took off running again. But two strangers weren't up to par for the mysterious entity in the darkness.
Uncle
and
Benny!
So the rattling sounds continued to haunt the younger one. He had no strength left to run. The guy stopped, resting his hands on his knees. Breathing became harder with each breath. This was it. The younger one was sure that his turn was up. He's had a lot of fun in the Backrooms, and now it's time to die. If, of course, death was possible in this place the same way it's presented in the normal world. A patch of light flashed past the younger, moving further down the corridor.
Follow the light.
He closed his eyes in the hopes that his death would be quick and painless, but it did not advance. It would appear the creature wanted to torment the victim a little more, or it was trying to drive the wanderer crazy. The idea that he should stay awake then came to the guy's mind. For some reason, it seemed as though not sleeping would help him survive, but fatigue took its toll. The guy fell off his feet and fell into a deep sleep. He dreamed of a field where two wanderers were playing. One of them was Benny, whom the younger left to be torn to pieces by the advancing darkness. And the second was Bess. The younger one had probably been in love with this girl since she appeared in his dream. Perhaps she too is no longer alive. The people in the dream called out to the younger one to play with them. The guy ran towards them, but dark tentacles wrapped around his legs and dragged him along. The younger one tried to resist, and he reached forward to them. but the tentacles were stronger. The guy abruptly opened his eyes, and for some time he was unable to understand that it was just a dream. The last thing he remembers about his dream was a tentacle crawling away into the darkness. When the younger one woke up, the rattling sound still hadn't disappeared, which meant that the danger had not yet receded. It did not retreat for quite some time
sounds like
either.
it's screwing with him.
Days, weeks passed, and the annoying rattling did not disappear, and food supplies were running out. At first, the younger rationed his supplies out, but the prospect of starvation no longer seemed so far away. The hallucinations that clouded the younger one's mind only made matters worse. Once a guy had a vision of his friends. It happened on his birthday. It seemed to the younger one that they wanted to sing a song to congratulate him. The wanderer reached out to his friends to hug them, but they disappeared. And instead of their voices, the same rattling sound was heard. Only this time, it seemed that there was a note of satisfaction in the sound going off. When the guy saw the light of a lantern at the end of the corridor, he decided to run towards it no matter what. And the closer he got to the light source, the quieter the rattling became. Then it stopped altogether. All the madness the wanderer had endured was over. In order to recover, the young one started drinking super almond water non-stop. What was that anyway? Where did the incessant rattling sound come from? Why did the younger wanderer survive, but his companions did not? Let's figure it out. These entities are called Rattlers. They constantly make a low-pitched rattle, which is usually characteristic of rattlesnakes. But they don't look like snakes. As a matter of fact, no one knows how these inhabitants of the Backrooms look for real, because when wanderers encounter them, they would all certainly die. The younger wanderer, whose name remains unknown, was the only survivor. And thanks to this precedent, we have at least some information on this entity. Rattlers always hide in the dark, and they move around the Backrooms. If a wanderer sees a rattler's face with his own eyes, he'll start crying and quickly go crazy. And after 45 seconds, he'll die. Not the most pleasant way to end your Backrooms journey, I'll tell you. Granted, such cases are exceptions. Usually, rattlers attack a person before he can even see them. They're masters at striking out at the dark without being noticed. Their presence gives only a characteristic rattling sound. After grabbing their prey, the rattlers drag it in such a way that it has no way to turn around and look at the entity. However, they love to taunt their prey before attacking. The entities will try to drive him crazy with their rattling. They especially like to torture those whose mind is already broken. Such people are probably easier to drive insane. Their ability to move quickly helps rattlers get things done. They have it lined up, but the creatures always move at the speed of the victim in order to maintain a constant volume level. This makes the affected person feel as if they're running in place, and the effect of the induced madness is increased. There's only one way to escape a rattler. If you see a source of light, be sure to run towards it.
That's what I'm saying.
Other entities could be hanging out near the light, like Smilers. But it's better to meet these
the hell is Smilers?
Off by a rattler.
Oh man, what the
fuck? The rattler is no easy task, given their great speed. Additionally, if the pursuer realizes that there's a risk of losing the victim, it'll abandon its plans to drive you crazy. It'll just kill you before you reach the source of the light. It turns out that you need to run towards the light only if you're 100% sure that you can make it. And most importantly, never, under any circumstances, drink almond water. The temptation to do it will be great, because this drink helps to keep your sanity. But if you drink the water, the rattler will realize that it won't be able to drive you crazy, and then it'll simply eliminate you. Rattlers can drive more than just people crazy. One time, a Smiler stood in the way of the creature. They did not share the victim. The Smiler killed the victim that the rattler had its eyes on. Such impudence infuriated the rattler. It decided to punish the insolent one and made it go crazy. The Smiler ceased to live up to its name. The eternal smile turned into a frown, and its face began to freeze and glitch. The Smiler continually ran away from the sound pursuing it. Now,
okay, I don't know much about the Backrooms, so is this like a Backrooms thing? Almond water and Smilers and this Rattler? I'm like, from what little I've seen from the original, the guy who originally made the Backrooms. I just watched like a few of those videos, and now it sounds like people can willy-nilly go camping in the frickin' place. What what's going on? If any of you guys know, comment down below. Let me know.
Naturally, the other Smilers didn't like it, so they banded together and killed the offending Rattler. And this in turn did not please the other Rattlers. They declared the Smilers their #1 enemy. Given a choice, the Rattlers will always choose to attack a Smiler over a normal Wanderer. And this hatred is completely
So
mutual.
that's what they're doing.
Notably, Smilers also prefer dark environments, though bright environments still won't keep them at bay. And yet, fleeing from the Rattler, it's better to encounter a Smiler, and while they're busy with each other, run away.
Yeah.
Also, try to stay sane as long as possible. The more you fight the Rattler, the faster you'll go insane. If all else fails, then run until you find either the light or a Smiler. Most importantly, don't panic. This will only irritate the Rattler and send you into even more madness. Sleep, like panic, should also be excluded. You won't be able to sleep anyway. The Rattler will wake you up, and it'll be very painful waking up, since its usual method is, at the very least, beating you up. Weapons, or worse, your own fists, should not be used. You'll just be shooting or swinging at the dark and only waste your energy. And you'll still need your energy when you run away from the monster. Despite the fact that no one managed to see them and stay alive, the image of the Rattler's face is still there. Granted, by what miracle it was even possible to make it, no one knows. Judging by the image, the Rattler is very similar to the Smiler. The latter usually have the appearance of glowing eyes and a toothy smile. Instead of a smile, Rattler flashes either surprise or anger. So maybe they're related, or they're different stages of the same entity. Share your thoughts on this in the comments below.
Yeah, that one was weird. That was a weird one. Yeah, somebody educate me a little bit on that Backrooms that he's talking about with these Smilers and Rattlers. I don't remember seeing those things in the little videos that I saw. I haven't watched a lot of them, but you know what little I've watched, I haven't heard of them. And almond water? What is this with almond water? And what's the deal with wanderers? People call wanderers going in there. Him and his friends. Yeah, we're gonna go in here. We're gonna set up camp and I'm like, what the hell is going on here? First off, I thought it was like a glitch in the world, like a video game glitch where you glitch under the world and stuff like that. I thought it was like that. Well, I'm too sick to try and figure that out right now. Anyways, guys, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And like I said before, if you have any comments on this video, or if you have any suggestions for future videos, whether it's other paranormal stuff or anything else, just hit me down in the comments and let me know what you want me to react to. All right, see you guys later.